Everybody would do it, right? So it's not easy. Knowledge has to come through hard work. Now, how many of you did actually the homework? If you did the homework, raise your hand.
Half is done half.
Half is done half. The other half said, well, the other half got divided into one said, hell with it, I'm not coming. The other half said, I'll give it one more shot, but I'm not going to work. Okay, so what we try to say, try to understand the language a little bit, is that there are usually a number of constructs that happen. The vowels, the alif, the waw, the ya, right?
We have a new student.
We have a new student. And we're usually actually it's Daisy. People come late. How many of you listen to my hot class on Friday? You listen to it? Inshallah, and American time, Arab time, and Daisy time, right? Right? So we said that for most of the Arabic language, the verbs are 3 letters, about 95% of them. So when you take any, nouns are derived from verbs. So the easiest way is to take a verb. When you look at a word and try to come up with the verb of it, the past tense. The past tense is the 3-character form. And try to find the 3 character of the verb, and then see what the construct is, right? So if you see qira'ah, well, I want to say qara'a, okay, what happened to it? Okay, so we said the construct that gets added to the word, the vowels, alif, ya, waw, ya, there is the mim, okay, and there is the shadda, that comes to the middle verb, the second one. There is a ta' al-marbuta, that for the female tense. So if so rather, kitab is male, maktaba is female. So if it's a female, we do the ta' al-marbuta just to indicate the female, but the construct that happens to the word are these. So any verb in the Arabic language that you take, if you add to it any one of those, it's going to be something about that word and very precise description. And we said kataba, which is to write. And we said if we put the alif, and we say kataba, he wrote somebody multiple times. Katib, he's a writer. Katub, he loves to write a lot. Right? Maktab is the place you write. Mukadib is he writes the adjective of kadab. So you could actually, the combination of term that can give you katab and so forth. That's these are the constructs that get added, and your homework was to take an Arabic word and add to it some of those contrasts. And we said what? Baraba is one letter, one word. Right? Baraba is to hit somebody. Okay? Let's add to it one of these things, and let's see what kind of meaning we get. So, add one of those two, and let's come up with a word.
The waw.
Okay. Where do you add the waw? The waw and the ya comes between the second and the third.
Okay.
By the way, that's the rule. All right. The alif can come between this one and between the first and the second, or the third and the fourth. The ta' al-marbuta comes at the end. Shadda comes in the middle, which you repeat the middle character. The mim comes in the beginning. All right. So this 1 and 3 right? This is only between 2 and 3. This between 2 and 3. This before the first. This the second repeated. This at the end. All right. The alif comes. Yeah, no, sorry. After the first and after the second. So after. Here we say between the waw and the ya, between the second and the third, the meme before the first, shadda, which means repeat the second, ta marbuta added to the end. All right. Like I said, we're gonna practice these to understand it a little bit.
What was the meme is at the beginning?
Meme comes at the beginning.
That's easy. Ya comes.
Waw and ya. Let me write it down.
Between 2 and 3, okay.
All right. Alif.
After 1 and
Yeah.
after 2.
After first
1 and 2.
and after second.
Okay.
Waw is after second. Ya after second.
Between 2 and
Before
3 or
first.
same thing, right?
After second. After second.
Shadda repeat second. Ta after last. Okay? Alif after first or after the second. Waw after the second. Ya after second. Meme before the first. Shadda, which means repeat the second. And ta al-marbuta at the end. Alright, so let's play with daraba. Okay, so let's play with this games. Based on this rule, come and add one of those letters. Come on.
Daraba.
That's already.
Okay, so
Oh,
darab,
with the
right? So we added the alif after the first. Darib means he's a hitter. He hits somebody. So daraba is the verb. All these makes it a noun in some respect, except if you change the character, sometimes makes it a verb. But most of the time, it's you're changing it to a noun. 9 out of 10. So daraba is the act of hitting, right? That's what is a verb. Darib, it describes the one who is hitting. So if you say, I'm hitting him, you say I'm daribim him, mean I'm right now in the act of hitting him. Daraba is the past. I hit him. But daribun, tarifun, daribun, Umar, mean I am hitting him right now, right? So darib, right? Alright? Let's say we take the alif and we put it between the second, after the second. Dirab. That is the noun that describes really the acts. So like we said, kataba, kitab is the book. Diraba, dirab means the act of hitting. So when you want to say hit is the verb, hitting is the act, right? It's the noun of it, right? What is the best thing in English to when you add the ing?
Continuous.
It is kind of, but hitting is not continuous. You know, I am hitting, yes, it's continuous. But hitting is you're describing the act. Hit is the verb. I hit him. But when you describe, hitting is bad.
Unfortunately, it's the same word. It's the hip.
Yeah, it's the head, but here it's a noun.
Right.
You say hitting is bad,
Right.
which is to do it at any time is bad, right? So you're describing the act as a descriptive of the act, not a descriptive of the actor. Darib is the descriptive of the actor.
A good
I am
example
darib.
is a direct hit.
I'm a hitter. I'm a hitter. Ana darib. Hitting is dirab,
Okay.
right? Writes is kataba. Writing is kitaba, right? So when you take the noun and you make it, and you try to describe the verb as an act, so that you could use it as a noun. So when you generalize it, so for instance, write, you say writing is beautiful, hitting is bad. You're taking the word, you're adding the ing, and now you're describing the whole act, right? So now the whole act of writing is beautiful. The whole act of hitting is bad. So you added the ing to the end. Here, adding the alif between the second and the third describe the act. It still is confusing. Okay. Let's use another word.
So what was the last word?
Dirab.
Deriving.
That means the act. All right. So when we're describing, so in English the ing changes the verb into a noun. Hit, hitting. Drink, drinking.
Walk, walking.
Right? Walk, walking. So when you take a verb and you want to make it a noun so that you could describe it and use it as a noun, so you could say this is that, hitting is bad, drinking is haram, walking is healthy, right? We in the Arabic language, rather than add the ing, we add the alif after the second. That's it.
So that is the rule across the board.
That's the rule across the board.
So you add alif after the first letter.
After the second.
After the second
That
letter.
becomes a noun?
Yeah, you add it after the first. We said there are, come on in. Assalamu alaikum. No, they're here. They're just in. I just did it? Yes, please. Come on. Let me give you a chance. Let's just. Yeah.
We'll put the sisters.
Yeah, I have the sisters here. Brothers, make 3 rows. Brothers, if you can make 3 rows, please.
This side, this side. Big sisters over this. Okay. How's this up?
Yeah, as long as
She's staying there.
huh?
She's there.
Okay, so putting zeros.
Okay.
Okay, I did not know that I was gonna do English. In English, you have a verb. Let's say drink. Right? That's the verb, right? To change it into a noun so you can talk about, you say drinking is bad, you add ing, right? We said that changes to a name that describes the act.
Right.
Right? If you add ER, if you say drink coral, right, that changes to a name that describes the actor. Right? That's English. Arabic is very similar. That's what we were talking about. What we're talking about, for those that were now with us here, Arabic language actually is very easy and very consistent, and we can apply almost the 90-95% rule. There is always exception, but we don't focus too much on exception. The Arabic language, about 95% of the verbs are made of the past tense verb are 3 characters long. ذهب, ضرب, شرب, هرب, أكل. I mean 95 plus. I could even venture to say more than 95. So you get 95% of the verbs in the past tense, not the present tense. Past tense are 3 characters. Then what you apply to these 3 characters give you precision. Just like English here, we added ing and er. Arabic actually gives you a lot more precision, which we will talk about in a second. So we take, so our job, and names in the Arabic language are derived from the verbs. Every name means something. A name has to be derived from a verb. There is no name truly in the Arabic language that's not derived from the verb. And that makes your job easy. Your job is to look at anything in the Quran and try to find the 3 characters. Obviously, there are some that are 4 and some that are 5, but this is a minority. The 4 and the 5 are less than 5%. So 95% of the time is 3 characters. So try, you said the other day, iqra, qara, right?
What are the 3 characters?
Any 3 characters. So daraba, 3 characters. Haraba, 3 characters. Sharaba, 3 characters. Qatala, 3 characters. Right? Sa'ala, kataba, akala, haraba. Everything. And the Arabic language, that's why they call the tense is fi'l. They say fi'l. Fa'ala, in the Arabic language, he did something. So a verb in the Arabic language is fi'l. Fa'ala is he did something. So you always try to come back to these 3 letters. Fa'ila, fa'ala, daraba, haraba, sharaba, akala, saraba, araba. Everything is, so 95% is hamada, okay? We change it to Ahmed, Ahmad, Hamid, Hamid, Hamoud, Muhammad, right? Each one of them describes a little bit different. But it's the same Hamid. Hamid is to praise. Where you change it is the trick that gives you a lot more information. Arabic language is very precise. It tells you. So between Hamid and Muhammad and Mahmoud and Hamid, there is differences. And what we're trying to do is not only build that vocabulary, is by teaching you by the rules, then you could find the word and you could deduce 10 different meanings. 10 from every single word. You see how precise? One word can give you 10 different subtle difference. So if you take Hamid, Hamada is the verb. Hamid, Hamada, Ahmad, Muhammad, Mahmoud, right? And we get into actually get up all the way to about 10 different constructs that you can do. But what you add to these constructs is the same. You add the alif or the waw or the ya, which is the vowels. You add the meme. You double the middle one, or to make it a female, you put the ta at the end. Or a combination of these. For instance, Mahmoud had the meme and the waw. Muhammad, right, took the meme and doubled the second character, the shadda, right? Hamid, we added the ya, right? Ahmed, we added the alif in the beginning, right? So you could actually even say this also, you can put it in the front, before you also can say. All right, so you could take the same word and by adding to it the alif, the waw, the ya, the meme, or shadda or a ta, or a combination of, you could have up to 10 possible distinct meaning that describes the same act but with more precision, right? And that's what we're talking about. So we took in the last thing the word kataba, which was easy to understand, but let's use another word that easy. Let's, rather than that, I want to say sharaba, drank, to drink. Okay? Right? If we said, let's put the alif as that between the second and the third. Sharab. which means it's a drink, right? We replaced, so drink was a verb and drink as a noun, right? Or, right? So we made it a noun that described what it is by adding the alif between the second. If we add the alif between the first and the second, sharib, mean I'm drinking. It describes my act. It describes me right now. So when you say, what is Tareef doing? Tareef sharibun, right? Tareef is, yeah, okay. Teacher, right? Right? Rather than say allama, all right, or alim, from ilma, he's alim, right? You're describing him as a scholar. Ilim is the verb. Let's take that even easier. All right. So alima is the verb. If we added the alif, it becomes alim. You're describing the person, right? What he is. So the alif that comes in the middle, it describes the person. If you put the meme in the front, all right? This seems to be confusing you a little bit, guys. I want to simplify it a little bit. Huh?
Mean in front.
Uh-huh.
Muallim.
Muallim.
Muhsin.
Muhsin. Right? So Hasan, Muhsin. Right? Kataba, maktab. It's the place I write, right? So you could put the meme in the front. The meme can only come in the front. We're going to come back to this in a little bit more. I think it's a little bit too mathematical to speak to it. So let's take some words in the Arabic language, and let's see also some of the stuff that we talk about. Let's take sharaba. What does sharaba means? He drank. Okay. And we said I can put sharab, sharab, mashroob, all right, and I can change their names. But let's also think about the Arabic language from a different aspect, which is how do I, if I saw another word, haraba, that is the same as except for that. Or I take sharaba and I change sharaha. Is there what is in common between shariba and sharah?
The first two letters, sheen and ra.
All right, that is in terms of writing, but in meaning, is there anything that gives you some subtle meaning?
Is that meme or I?
Sharaha.
What's the meaning of sharaha?
Okay, he explained. Or you can, if you're a surgeon and you want to cut things into pieces, and that's called tashrih. Shara'a.
From sharia.
Is to create a law, right? Is there anything common in between these? Huh?
They're on the same route.
Is there anything from
Sheen is common.
sha'ra? If you see any word that starts with a sha'ra, is there any common denominator with the meanings?
Sure.
All right. I'll come back to this one. How about if we did sharaba, haraba, saraba, right? Everything, give me words that starts, that ends with ra-ba. Baraba. No, ra-ba, ra-ba. Give me some words in the Arabic language that does that. Huh? Karaba from. Okay. Karaba. Okay. What else? You could say darib as a noun. What else? What does that? Is there anything common between these?
You mean the meaning?
Yes, in the meaning. They are all acts of movements.
Oh.
They're all acts of movements. Find me a one that ends with ra ba, that's not an act of movement.
So anytime we see a word, the last two words are Raba, it means it's act of.
That's why in the Arabic dictionary there are two types of Arabic dictionaries. One that starts with the alphabet, the beginning of the words, and one that actually starts with the ending of the word. Because the ending of the word, the commonality in the end of the word means something, and the commonality in the beginning of the word means something. So here the ending of the word told us what? The family. Now this is an act of movement. Everything here describes the act of movement. In the Arabic language, if they share the same the first two, there is a commonality that actually about the act for sharaha, sharaba, and all that stuff. It's actually more about the details. It's to describe things. When you take something in, you're absorbing. Sharab is to absorb. Shara, you're writing a detailed law, right? Sharaha is to explain things in detail. So you saw between sharaba and sharaha and sharaha, they're all about details. So the beginning, the last one difference, or the first one difference, is very close in meaning. So here we took the last two, and we just changed the first one, and we did the act of movement. We replaced the last one, and we used the first two, and they were all about things that we're going to do in great details, absorb it and explain in great detail. So what I'm trying to get to is not that we memorize the Arabic language, is to learn how to guess. What I'm trying to do is put the principles on you in you how to guess the meaning. All right, so let's take some words and we're gonna play with them a few times and see how you guys get some meaning. All right, give me an Arabic word. Pick up one.
Shukr.
Okay. All right. Shakara is the verb. Right. Now I want you to describe me as someone who does shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do you say that?
Shakir.
Shakir, right? What did you just do? You added the alif. And 9 out of 10, the third character becomes a kasra. Shakir, dahir, qakir, darib, katib, right? Akil. So if you make the third character a kasra, and you did the alif, you're describing me, doing the act. So shakara, shakir. Dhahaba, dhahib. Right? Kataba, katib. Right? So if you do the alif and you put the kasra at the third, you're describing me. Right? But if you want to accentuate me about, I do a lot of shukr, what do? You say shakur. You put the waw as the third. Right? Now he's shakur. He is sabur. Right? You're with me? Or you could put a ya instead, it depends. He's halim. He's hamud, habib. He's alim. Right? He's fahim. Right? Sometimes the same word can take both of them. For instance, you could say fahama is to understand. You could say fahum, and you could say fahim. Alright, fahum, he understands a lot. Fahim, it's intrinsic in him. He always understands. Okay? So ya is more than the wow in terms of meaning. But you see, by adding the wow and ya, we made the person more, always, دائما, right? So Shakir, Shakur, Sabir, Sabur, Hamid, Hamoud, and Hamid. Both are correct. Hamoud, he praises a lot, and Hamid, he's always to be praised. He's worthy, he's intrinsic in him to be praised. Allah is Hamid, right? So these are, some can take the ya. You can say Shakir. Some are not Shakir, Shakir. All right, he's Shakir. All right. So by adding the wow or the ya, you made that person about always, about a lot, right? If you add to him is fahum, you make mim in the front, mafhum. That means something that is understood. You're with me? And we're gonna, like I said, you're not gonna get this in one class or two or three. Give up on trying to get it all in all at once, because we're gonna do this 10 classes till you get into it. But all we're trying to say is we're going to practice taking one word and making multiple meanings out of it. All right. So what just happened? Okay. So if I take shakara and we said shakur, right? What does that mean? We say when we put the waw?
Continuously.
He's always praising. If I put the mim in front of it, it means mashkur, meaning this is something to be praised a lot. Mahmoud, he is praised a lot. Hamada is praised, right? Mahmoud is to be praised a lot. So if you put the wow, means you're describing him as somebody who does a lot of that verb. So shakara is to praise. Shakur is that he praises a lot. He thanks people a lot. If you put the mim in front of it, that means he is praised a lot. It becomes like a passive voice. You understand the difference? So shakur is he praises a lot. Mashkur, he's praised a lot.
He's been praised a lot.
So it's like maktab.
Maktab is without the waw, which means the place you do the act. Maktab is the place you do the writing. Marha, so the ba without the waw. But if you have the waw as the third character, it is someone who is doing that act a lot. You said shakur, hamoud, all that. But if you add the mim to the beginning of it, it reverses the meaning that he is being praised. He is being, so darub is someone who hits a lot. Madrub is the one who's been hit.
So that wow mean rule applies pretty much to most of the words.
Yeah, so if you put the wow and the mim, so if you put the wow or the ya as the third, as someone who does the same thing a lot. If you put the mim in front of it,
The one who
Being
gets
done
it.
the one who get being done to him.
But then it makes a huge difference. Shakur is I'm continuously thankful.
Yes,
Mashkur is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is being
be thanked.
thanked.
Yeah.
So I mean it's a huge difference, right?
It is a huge difference, but that is the difference between the one who's doing the act and the one who's receiving that,
This thing.
right? It's different between me hitting you and you being hit, right?
You have to be very careful with one letter.
Right?
We don't
That's
see any
what-
difference here.
No, I don't want to say. So you see how when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sa'yukum mashkura. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us that our work, our job in this dunya is being thanked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said mashkura, mashkur. Our act is being thanked. We are being rewarded for our job. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I'm rewarding you for your job. وَإِكَانَ سَعْيُكُمْ mashkura, right? So that what we just saw is that we said shakara, if we added the alif and we made the kasra and the third, is someone shakir. That's the one who's doing the act. If we did the waw or the ya, we described him. If we did the mim, all right? Or if I did the combination, meaning shakkar, I doubled. Anytime you see a shadda in the Arabic language, it is for emphasis.
Allah.
Sabar, sabbar. Okay? Yusabbiru. So the shadda, it means
All the time?
all the time. It is that. You could actually, so if you say ahab,
Ghaffar has a shadda on it too.
yeah,
Ghaffar.
that means a lot. Okay, let's take ghafara.
Yeah.
Actually, let's take that ghafara as a good example. All right, ghafara.
Brother, before we go to Ghafara, can the shakar, is there any word shakara?
Shakara, which is the verb, means I thanked you a lot.
Same like kataba,
The same as kadaba, but it's
Most
not
of the
used a
time-
lot.
not Israel.
No.
So most of the time the third character will be preserved with the kasra.
That. So let's take ghafara for multiple reasons. The ghafara is a good example. Okay, what does ghafara mean? Forgave? That's the true meaning in the, but that's not really the linguistic. That forgive, right?
Covering up.
All right. What does kafara means?
Cover up.
To cover up
To cover up.
or hide. All right.
What's
What
the
is-
difference between first two?
Ghafara.
Ghafara and kafara. All right. Hafara is what? To dig a hole. Right. All right. What? Give me another one that ends with fara. Ghafara, kafara, hafara.
Suffer.
Safara or asfara or safara or safar. Okay. As if asfara is to reveal his face or expose. Here is to travel, right? What is the common denominator?
Farah.
Ghafara is actually, in the Arabic language, is if you're traveling, let's say, on the sand or wet mud, and I leave marks, and I come and I wipe it out, that's called ghafar. Right? That means I'm wiping your slate clean. You did not commit any sin. That's what ghafara means. Allah forgave you, meaning you did something bad, but Allah wiped it out. All these are acts of covering something and exposing something. Kafar. Right? I deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm hiding His. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whoever does something good, فَلَا كُفْرَانَ لِسَعْيِهِ. Allah will not deny what you just did. It's not hiding, it's exposed. Right? Kafara. Hafara is to dig a hole. Right? Asfara is to expose your face. Safara is to travel long distance. Cover long distance.
Does the word kufr come from there?
Yes, the word kufr or kafara is that when you say the sun is there, but the clouds hid the sun, you say the cloud kafarat. That. So the original word before Islam of kafar is to hide and deny. So any act of hiding and exposing, the fa and the ra did it for you. Did you just see that? You see how that's why we said the Arabic language was not created by man. Allah taught it to man. Because there is no way anybody comes up with something like this. No way. You can't. You can't come up, you can't think it, you can't think the math. You cannot make the combinations, right? But you see what we just did? We took the word and we just changed the first letter. And what happened? We were able to do what? To almost guess. Right? So if you see a sentence, and you see a word in a sentence that you don't understand and new to you, if you just find a word that share the last two, that rhymes with it. We're using rhyme, right? Kafara, ghafara, hafara, safara, right? Buffer, right? All those things, right? You got the same family of information. You can then, from the context of the sentence, guess, right? That's what I'm trying to help you is that not, have you memorize 200 words, 300 words, 500 words, is that by giving you this combination and that combination, you could build thousands of words vocabulary, right? It's the art of, you acquire the art of learning. You know what I mean? But like I said, you're not gonna get it on the first class, the second class. This is something that we're going to repeat a lot, and we're going to expand on a lot. But the beauty of it is Arabic language is mathematical.
This is a group of words that are not like gonna be used as a synonyms of each other, right?
Not exactly synonym. There is a huge difference. There is close in meaning
Because like when you said the shakara and the hamada means like to praise.
to praise, but now, okay, that he's breaking a very good topic. What about synonyms? Here, these are not synonyms with it, or they're close in meaning, but not necessarily synonyms. Well, he said, what about synonyms? How come in the Arabic language, hamada is praise and shakara is praise? Tell me why. Who can guess? And the answer is you're wrong. They don't mean praise. They do not. There's a huge difference between this and even though you think it is.
Shakara means to thank, right?
They both mean thanks. That's because, or praised, because of the failure of the English language to be precise. Hamada is I praised you with my tongue. Shakara is I did something to pay you for what you did to me. So الشكر, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أنشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير. Thank me and thank your parents by doing something. You say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in the day of judgment, there is no shukr, because we can't do anything. وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. In Jannah, we just say Alhamd. We can't, Allah is thanking us. وَكَانَ سَعْيُكُمْ مَشْكُورًا. Allah is giving us the act. So Allah is thanking us, but we just praise Allah because we can't thank, we cannot do anything. So a shukr in the Arabic language is derived from extending the act of giving. Meaning, they say the word was derived from when the camel gives a lot of milk, that more than enough for the whole family, they say shakarat, that the camel is thanking its owner by giving them a lot of milk. So a shukr is not really a synonym in some respect of habit, right? This one is a tongue, this one is an act. You can tell there is a huge difference, right? I can praise you all day long, but that means nothing if I don't give you anything, right? Right? So there is synonyms in the Arabic language, but there is always that difference in meaning. So it's just like the difference between the act of giving by, giving something or by praising with your tongue. They are both acts of thanking somebody. But Arabic language is so precise. You don't say hamadahu by giving him something. You say shakara. Right? Shukr sani', right? So shukr is to do something for somebody as a thank you. Hamid is to praise somebody. It doesn't mean that he did you any favor, by the way. I mean, you could say something nice about me, and I haven't done anything particularly for you, and that's praising me, right? But you go bring me a gift, that's thank you, right? There's totally, I'm not asking for a gift, by the way, I'm just saying, right? But that's totally different things between Hamada and Shaka. All right, let's come up with other words. Come on. We're almost done with this class. Give me a word that you guess, an Arabic word. Come on.
Fataha.
Fataha. What does Fataha mean?
Victory.
You open.
To open. Okay, so let's talk about the one who conquered, the one who opened. How do you say it? Fatih. See, we just added the alif and made the third one kasra. Fatih. Ghafara. Ghafir. Shakara. Shakir. See how easy it is? You see how easy it is? Really, so your job is when you see Shakir or Ghafir or this or Farih, all that, just eliminate the first letter and you're gonna know the word. Eliminate the alif in the middle, sorry.
So the Fatih means the opener.
The opener.
Then why the translation of Surah Al-Fatiha is like the opener?
That's because it opens the Quran.
So it's okay. So but is it like grammatically both right? Like Fatiha and Fatiha?
Yeah, and Fatih is male. We said the ta makes it female. There is no difference between al-Fatih, which means al is al-Tareef to describe somebody in particular. So Fatih and Fatiha are identical except one is a female and one is a male. Ta at the end means female. The rules are really easy and simple. You just have to practice it more often. That is really the trick. It is, I mean, we're gonna try to drill it and come up with all those rules, but there is nothing really new I can teach you other than help you get this ingrained in you. And we add more vocabulary, but you notice everything it's all about patterns, right? غفر غافر شكر شاكر حمد حامد ذهب ذاهب فتح فاتح صبر صابر. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on, and they all have the same pattern. Alif with the third letter kasra, right? And that immediately tells you I'm talking about someone who is the one who's doing the work. The trick is, what is that work? فتح فاتح صبر صابر شرب شارب ذهب ذاهب عمل عامل قتل قاتل. Right? So every Arabic word, once I did that to it, now you already know what it is. You have that precision, right, in describing what is going on. And when you see the wow rather than as the third letter, you should already know what it means. It means that he's doing it too much. If you see the ya, he's doing it too much at even greater extent. If you see the meme before it and the wow, means the person being done to, right? These are the rules. So you just have to have it ingrained, right, enough through practice that the language will just fits into its own, right? We'll come back next Sunday, inshallah. I know this is too much. I know this is difficult for you, but I don't want it to be easy for you. I want to challenge you. I want you to think about it more as learning a mathematical formula. What I'm trying to teach you is almost math. not teaching you grammar, I'm teaching you kind of the math of the Arabic language. Grammar is past, present, this, that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about mathematically dissecting the Arabic language so you can tell exactly what the meaning is by simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How hard it is to know 6 and get 10 different meanings out of it. Right? It's not really that hard. You just gotta practice. That's it.
So trick and know the trick. I mean, knowing the trick.
Know the trick. That's
But
it.
that still doesn't give us the word itself, the real root word, the meaning of that.
We're gonna get there.
That's what
We're gonna get there. But what I'm trying to tell
Right,
you
right,
is,
right.
one word give you 10.
Right.
So now, I've multiplied your vocabulary by 10 for
10.
everything you know. How many Arabic language words you know? 20? 30? 40?
Times 10.
We just multiplied it by 10. So we're just expanding your vocabulary by 10,
That's great.
right? Because now you understood the difference, the subtle differences. So we're gonna try to build the vocabulary, but here we've expanded the vocabulary by 10, and also we expanded by saying, what happens if you replace the last letter? Can you guess? Right? And the more we practice this, the more you become better at guessing. But like I said, whoever taught me the math said not in half an hour you'll become somebody who can do it, right? It takes practice. What I want you to do is, let's come up with a few words, okay? So take Fataha for example as your homework, okay? And Ghafara, right? Take Fataha and Ghafara. Now there is no excuse. I want everybody in this room to take Fataha and Ghafara and apply these to it for next. I need to do it quickly because